For many years in this program, we've led a campaign to try and prevent people from using the old Tappan Zee Bridge to facilitate taking their own lives. Now, the old bridge, it had the unfortunate reputation as being something of a magnet akin to an East Coast version of the Golden Gate. That is, dozens of people used the Tappan Zee over the years to take their lives. Now, preventing new tragedies, one of the factors taken into consideration as engineers planned the new Mario M. Cuomo Bridge, with new designs aimed to help prevent what the Tappan Zee could not. Fast One's Ray Ramundi, he has more on these life and death enhancements.
It's supposed to be known for its beauty and state-of-the-art architectural design rising high above the Hudson River. But the Thruway Authority is steadfast in ensuring the new Mario Cuomo Bridge is the safest iconic infrastructure ever built. One way they are making sure of that is with the installation of what you see here, suicide call boxes, helping to prevent those from taking their own lives.
We're going to show you how our reporting got the state of New York to install these life-saving telephones on the center of a span that has become a magnet for the desperate and the depressed.
Bridge safety across the Hudson has been paramount to RNN and Richard French Live. Numerous investigations and relentless reporting spanning over a decade has led to call boxes being installed along the original span.
I think it had some impact on the people who use the call boxes. And this is what we think, that if we have it on the Tappan Zee Bridge, that may impact also. One lost life is too many.
Former director of the Thruway Authority, Ramesh Mehta, on RFL, acknowledging how those call boxes save lives. In fact, RNN's hard-hitting reporting on pushing for change, leading to recognition by the State Bridge Authority and State Office of Mental Health.
WRNN played an important role in highlighting this issue. I credit WRNN and Richard French in particular for giving light to this very dark issue and spreading the word to others.
And now, with the opening of the new span just days ago, that effort to save lives continues. 6 suicide call boxes are now in place across the new westbound span, about half a mile apart, with direct access to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline offices in New York City.
So you guys see the building in front of you right here? This is the Thruway maintenance facility.
Along with the call boxes, structures like these will also help in emergency and law enforcement efforts to keep the bridge safe. The skeleton of this structure on the foot of the Terrytown side of the new bridge will soon look like this: a 26,000 square foot maintenance facility, a center which will be the new home for several groups of Thruway personnel, including administration, emergency response, mechanics, electricians, and dock crews. It will facilitate instant access to the bridge, decreasing response time. Emergency crews will be able to immediately respond to vehicle breakdowns, and the new bridge's emergency shoulder lanes will enable stranded vehicles to be quickly removed from travel lanes.
And Ray joins us now for more. Ray, there's been designs on how it would change, but let's break it down kind of individually. I remember when the call boxes were first brought up, even though they worked at other bridges, there was a resistance under the old Tappan Zee model. When they finally did it, they put them on the far ends of each of the span, which is historically where no one would go if they were going to take that fateful leap. It's going to be different under the new bridge, right?
Absolutely, Richard. There are going to be 6 call boxes that are already installed in just the westbound span, the new span that just opened Friday night into Saturday night. There's going to be 6 call boxes as well. And what's really important about this is those 6 call boxes are spanned across the entire span of the bridge, and they will be about a mile, half a mile apart from one another. And that's very key and important because any particular place on the bridge, this is where people could go if they do decide to get to that moment where they want to take their lives. They have access to these phones, which was paramount and part of the investigation that RNN and yourself has been following for years.
One of the things they found out was if the person took the effort to actually take the phone off of the cradle and talk to someone on the other line, it made a huge difference in stopping those people from taking that. The other thing is the amount of people, forget about the cost of it, even the risk of the rescuers that had to go into those waters afterwards was also an issue. Now,
That's right.
There's the call boxes, but then there was also the fencing. A lot of people thought it was far too easy in the past if someone did want to jump, that it wasn't much of an effort to scale it. These fences are different.
Absolutely. The New York State Thruway Authority has taken great lengths to make sure that there is security with the bridge, especially when it comes to the fences. This new span of the Mario Cuomo Bridge will have fences that are 9 feet high. That's almost 3 to 4 feet higher than the fences that were on the original span of the bridge. And those particular fences are what the Thruway Authority is calling climb deterrent. They're made not only high, but they're made with a curvature at the top portion of the fence as well, and that will hopefully prevent people who decide to want to take that leap of faith not to be able to do it or have a difficult time doing it.
In addition, and this is both to do with the subject we're talking about, but also, I guess, in the age of terrorism, tons of cameras on this bridge,
right.
and more than just recording what's going on, whether it's a disabled vehicle, someone in a place where they shouldn't be, or someone pulling over a car and maybe, you know, climbing on the car to try and, you know, unfortunately take their lives.
That's right.
People, A, would know about it more quickly and also be in better position to respond.
Absolutely. This bridge is the first major bridge to be built here in the New York area since 50 years ago when the Verrazano Bridge happened. During that time and the time that we live in today, especially when it comes to terror, is such an important issue for not only drivers, but for those who constructed this new bridge. In terms of those security cameras you talked about, Richard, there are going to be plenty of them. The Thruway Authority didn't want to reveal how much, but they will be watching. Part of this is all encompassing too, as part of a new maintenance facility that will be on the Terrytown side of the bridge. This is a new 26,000 square foot facility in which I talked about in my piece. Not only will they allow there to be emergency personnel right there on the bridge on the scene in case there is an emergency or any type of event happens, but it also allows the monitoring of those surveillance cameras on the bridge. One other note that I should tell you, the bridge is also encompassing, the new bridge, 2 emergency U-turns that the old span never had. This will also allow emergency service personnel to be able to respond quicker to emergencies that happen on the bridge and allow traffic to smooth easily in terms of getting vehicles off the span if they're stuck or there's any type of accident.
You know, fair is fair. I was very critical over the years, but what I saw was sometimes tone deafness on the folks at the particular authority. It seems they've made real efforts to make it right. We'll see when the final construction's done. But Ray, great job. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
And coming up next on our special report, The Road Ahead, the photographer and the amazing story and pictures here, as well as technology that captured some of those shots here and video that we've been sharing with you tonight. Stay with us.